Hello, I'm Dave Merritt. I am at this year's third annual Association of Aesthetic Surgery in Lahore, Pakistan, where I had the great honor and privilege to conduct a small interview of Aesthetic Life's founder, Ghazanfar Rauf. I learned some important history and current conditions regarding the aesthetic industry in Pakistan. Not only is Mr. Farouk the founder of Aesthetic Life, but he is more importantly one of the top pioneers in bringing the highest quality of aesthetic equipment and materials from Europe and America. I also learned from Mr. Farouk that he is one of Pakistan's greatest supporters in elevating the quality of aesthetic materials like fillers, Botox, and more, as well as improving the quality of patient safety in the medical aesthetics industry. I hope you enjoy the interview. Let's take a look now. Thank you. I'm David Merritt. I'm the CEO of London Aesthetics UK. We are based out of London, England for headquarters, and we have offices, satellite offices in Islamabad, Lahore, and a sub-satellite down in Karachi. And I'm here today at this conference in Lahore, Pakistan. And what you see here is myself with Mr. Ghazanfar Rauf Farouk. Did I get that right?
Your pronunciation is on point.
Oh man, I wish I can just get some of your blood so I can learn how to speak Urdu more fluently.
Yeah, almost Pakistani now.
Well, I appreciate that compliment. But for you, what is it that you do?
So I have been in the aesthetic business for 20 years now.
Okay.
So I came at a time when this was really in infancy. It was just starting up. People had a few lasers here and there, but not like what it is today. Today it's a jungle.
Okay.
And when I say jungle, it's like no laws. So
literally no laws.
No laws. That's the thing which, I mean, of course, there are different types of devices, different products from different countries. But the thing which worries me is that the safety issue on those devices and products is not taken seriously in Pakistan. That's a concern. And there's no authority, there's no body who's checking what is being used in a clinic. And God forbid, if something happens, the patient is not even able to sue the doctor.
No recourse.
There's no lawsuit. There's no pathway to go forward with. The same thing if this happens in a country, in UAE or in Europe or in America, there's a lawsuit coming.
So what's the name of your business? You have a business what is it?
Yes, it's called Aesthetic Life.
Aesthetic Life.
Aesthetic Life.
Okay, so you're giving life to aesthetics in Pakistan.
Yeah, so it says, my tagline is making lives beautiful.
Okay, now what motivated you to get into, what do you say, I'm in the aesthetic device business or what? How would you characterize it?
So I would say both devices and products.
Okay.
So there are two components in a setup which uses both. So you would need a device for hair removal, for example, and you would need a filler for wrinkle correction.
Okay.
So there are two categories, devices and products.
So now tell me this. So I hear people talk about, like clients come to us, patients come to us. They're asking whether we have such and such machine or such and such product. What is the big deal about the differences in products and machines?
So there are certain brands which have become popular over time, and because they are safe, effective, and they did a lot of marketing too. So I don't know if I can name a few brands.
Sure.
But like the hydrofacial, you would see a knockoff in every salon and clinic, but they are not the original hydrofacial. There is a reason why hydrofacial became successful and popular, because of results.
Okay.
People got results, and then it became so famous, it became a generic name like Xerox.
So hydrofacial is an actual brand name?
Yes, it is. It's a registered trademark, and they can sue a clinic who uses hydrofacial and doesn't have a device. Yeah. And similarly with other devices like Morpheus, they have a copy of Morpheus in Pakistan. They have a copy of Ultraformer in Pakistan. So I think this is misuse, and this is like deceiving the client or the patient. I usually tell people, okay, call it something else, man. I mean, why call it by the real name? But also on the product side, there are certain brands like Profilo, like Obagi, like Restylane. They are very, very famous brands, and they've been around for many, many years with safety profile and effectiveness.
And so when you come to these different devices and products, what do you know about the efficacy of them versus the ones that are knockoffs, as you say?
So since I go to a lot of conferences and exhibitions around the world, there are so many stands and booths with devices, fancy brochures and things like that. So for a layman, it would look nice. Every booth would look nice, but because I deal with certain clientele, which is the premium clientele in Pakistan, the high-end people who are quality conscious. So I also make sure what I bring in is in that A category.
So you've been in this industry from the aesthetic device and essentially the materials that's used in aesthetics. Now, for me, I'm a CEO of an academy here in Pakistan. Now, we train doctors and others over in London. And we began training doctors and other professionals in Islamabad and Lahore. And what I have found is that people will come to us and they will be upset that we will not accept them because they're not MBPS or medical doctors. Why is that?
This is so important. You know, I remember back in the days, I used to sell a derma roller, which is basically a roller with pins. And it is a classified medical device, believe it or not. And so this woman calls me from a salon and says, do you have a derma roller? And by the way, derma roller is also the brand name.
Okay.
And then there were so many others. So she said, I need the derma roller. I said, I can't sell it to you. It's a medical device. She says, what? I'll buy it from someplace else then. I said, go ahead. So what you are doing is absolutely so good and so ethical that, and I know that some other institutions are doing that. They would train anyone without a degree. So there's a limitation to what somebody can learn. Anything injectable, anything to do with blood.
Invasive versus non-invasive.
In America and other countries, nurses do have the license to inject.
They're trained for that. They're trained for the anatomy. And that's what we try to explain to folks here. But they say, I know the anatomy. I said, well, do you have a certification from a university saying, yes, we certify that we trained you in this? I mean, because what we found, Dr. Selma, as the chief medical officer, because I had to bring this question to her, and she explained it to me in detail that people can get seriously injured or even killed if needles and other injectables are not properly placed. And that frightens the heck out of me. And so from your perspective, what drives people to want to, I mean, in the US, we would just say cheat, and take the shortcut.
It's money.
All about money.
All about money. What else? I mean, why would somebody not buy something which has a certain reputation
and quality to it?
Yeah, and the other thing is that certain doctors would not even tell a patient what they're using. I have known people who have asked this question: "Can I see the box of what you're going to use on me?" They said no.
Wow.
So this is it's disturbing actually. But ultimate goal is money, and they will just save some money by using a lower quality product.
And so there's no real consumer protection. And the reason I brought this up about our training is specifically the way you describe that you have been dealing with, it sounds like even struggling with bringing quality devices to the different clinics throughout Pakistan and materials of a higher quality. And you found resistance along the way.
Yeah, so I would say that good clinics should use good products. It's a basic logical explanation. But it's also very surprising to see big clinics also use inferior products, and the consumer does not know. So I think spreading awareness, as you said, you have a great academy. you have a name, so you should even do posts on what to look out for. I mean, I do my part. I use my Instagram to spread awareness, but you should also, of course, you do teaching and trainings, but you should also do awareness posts on certain products like fillers or Botox or threads. What are the things they should look out for? The training level, the product quality, how long has it been on the market, and things like that.
Right.
So I think Dr. Salma speaks very well. She should do more videos and podcasts. I think it's a great idea, and people would learn, and you would get a name as the academy to go to because of all of these factors.
Okay.
So we need more people like you in our country.
And more people like Ghazanfar Rauf Farouk. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, David,
We
for
appreciate
giving
it.
this opportunity. It was lovely talking to you.
Well, we're going to partner up because I like your spirit.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.